This is so weird, Lou.
This is weird. It's the first time we'll be introducing somebody as mayor.
Right.
Well, incoming mayor until tomorrow afternoon.
Sure.
In what, 20 years?
20 years. How does that feel, Joe Cavo?
Joe Cavo, what's up?
You know, it's a very interesting scenario that's happened. I've only worked for one mayor, technically on the council, but being an employee of the city for 32 years, I worked for several more than that. And so I've had a great experience to see how mayors operate and what they do. And I have to tell you, by far, this mayor has been the best I've ever worked for, both as a city employee and as worked with as a city government official.
Did Mark write that for you?
It's funny. I think Mark probably talks more to you guys than he does to me.
We love talking to him every week, but we enjoy talking with you, too. Well, actually, we'll make that determination after our conversation.
Oh, wow. Right. Look at that. You didn't know you were in an audition.
No, I've heard a lot of people from a lot of people. What a great guy you are. And you must like your job if you've been in it for 35 years. It's awesome.
Yeah, so it was 32 years in the fire department for the city of Danbury. It was indeed just an honor to work for the citizens of Danbury. You know, I moved here. You know, I always tell people, because, you know, when I go door to door every 2 years campaigning, people say, "Did you grow up in Danbury?" I said, "No, I didn't grow up in Danbury, but I chose Danbury to be my home 35 years ago because it had a lot of things that I was looking for. I had lived all over. I lived in New Jersey. I lived in Colorado. I lived in Tennessee. And I settled and decided to make my home in Danbury, Connecticut. And that's been very important to me all these years and has been my community service to Danbury."
Joe Cavo joining the show. Tomorrow will be sworn in as the new mayor of Danbury. You didn't ask for this position, and now it says in the city charter that should the mayor leave, you're the one that needs to step up. I'm sure you knew that information when you became the president of the city council. Does any part of you feel a little kind of like put upon?
So, you know, I have to tell you, when I worked in the fire department and Mark was running several times, the first time for lieutenant governor and then the second time for governor, I was very concerned because I thought this guy can win this. If people in Connecticut were smart, they would put him in that governor's seat. And but the problem for me was I was working on a career in the fire department, and I would have had to have left that and then taken over as mayor. So there was a lot of anxiety back in those years for me. I retired 3 years ago from the fire department. I've been very happily retired till this point. And, it's been good, but, I'm in a great position because I don't have to leave a job. I don't have to leave, working on my tenure in a company. And so it's the best of all scenarios. And the other thing I will tell you is I'm thrilled because one of the things I always thought about years ago was that if he were to become governor, he would take his staff out of City Hall and they would go to the governor's office with him. And, because they've had such a great long-term relationship and that's not happening in this. So I'm excited to be able to keep Taylor and Dean and Mark and Jonathan, and it's going to be great for Danbury. We're going to be great.
Joe Cavo joining the show tomorrow. Will be sworn in as the new Danbury mayor. The question that people are already asking, and I'm sure it's not fair to you because you haven't had a chance to do the job yet, is next year there's going to be an election. Are you going to want to run on the Republican ticket against whoever the Democrats put up?
That's I think been probably the number one question on most people's minds. And what I've said to people is, look, this is happening to me sort of suddenly, as we all realize. I am concerned about how the pandemic is affecting Danbury. I'm concerned about our economy, and I'm concerned about our kids getting back to school at some point, I hope. And, I'm very hopeful for a great vaccine rollout, and that, we can start putting this pandemic to bed and then moving forward. So what I'm going to just say to you right now is I have made no thoughts about politics. My thoughts in these last couple of weeks for me have been just focused primarily on government function and what are we doing, how are we doing it, how can we do it better. And, that's what my focus has been. So I can't tell you right now. I would be unfair if I were to say to you, what my plans were, because I haven't really thought about them. I haven't discussed them with my wife, so I really can't say.
What about the rumors that you're going to put a Ferris wheel in the middle of White Street?
Well, I was going to put the monolith in your backyard, and so that's what we were thinking about doing first. That was going to be one of my top priorities.
We're going to cause so many problems for you, so let me apologize in advance. It's not intentional. We just like to have fun, so we're going to cause tons of problems.
And I'm about having fun. I'm serious when we have to be serious, but I think I have a good sense of humor, and looking forward to having some great conversations with you both, and making fun of ourselves. It's good. It's a good thing to do.
Yeah, and you must have a great sense of humor, because we understand that you're friends with our friend Bill Trotta over on our sister station, Kicks. So there must be something wrong with you.
Yeah.
I will neither deny or accept that.
We got a call when we were talking about you probably last week, and a guy, I don't even know his name. We know him as Barrel Ass. Is your next door neighbor, and he just had wonderful things to say about you.
Oh, that's wonderful. I can't tell you, I don't know how you do it every day, talking and talking and talking, but my voice has been just an absolute disaster for the last several days.
I bet.
Friday, because all I've done is talk. My wife keeps looking at me. Are you on the phone or are you not on the phone? And so I'll just tell you right now, too, so people can understand, I'm very hard of hearing. 32 and a half years working on fire engines has damaged my ears to a point where I wear hearing aids. And so if you ask me something and I don't give you a right response, it's probably because I heard it differently than you said it. And just give you a fair warning on that.
Listen,
that's good to know.
The talking gets easier once you decide that you don't care about making sense anymore. Trust me on that one.
Now, the huge problem we now have is
Joe Cavo joining the show, by the way,
is producing a new intro. We've got Mayor Mark's intro, but we can't use. I had told Lou this morning, I said maybe we should just use, because we have an intro, let's use Mark's intro.
No, that's not fair.
No, it's not fair at all.
We got to make a new one.
Yes.
Okay. So
Joe,
I would have to tell you, people for years have told me that I've had a face for radio. So I think that I'll probably fit in very well with that for you guys.
Well, we know you have tons to do, so we're going to let you go and thank you for your time, and then we're going to reach out and try and set up a schedule if you're willing to come back on the show on a weekly basis.
Absolutely. I think communication and I think getting the word out to people what's going on and what we're doing is extremely important. I think it's the one thing that people feel is always lacking between them and the government. And so Mark was just spectacular at that. I'm not anywhere near as good as he was at that, but I certainly will work with you guys, and I'll be happy to do anything we can to get that word out.
It just sounds like you have the perfect temperament for this job.
Yeah, best of intentions for the city, and that's what matters.
Right.
That's it. My heart is in the city. It has been both through my career life and my volunteer life on the city council. 18 years I've served. I'm in my 18th year now as a councilman, and it's just been my tremendous honor to get reelected. Every 2 years when I get reelected, I sit there and I go, I can't believe that people have that trust and faith in me, and I'm always humbled by that. And I'm always honored by that, and I will carry that right through this position as well.
Congratulations, Mr. Mayor, in advance of your swearing in tomorrow, and good luck tomorrow. It's going to be great.
Thank you. And guys, just so you know, that may happen today because of the storm.
Oh, yes.
All right. Okay, good.
We're talking about maybe possibly just moving it ahead a day just because the weather the weather's predicted to be pretty bad, and I don't want people traveling. I don't want people out. And although it's going to be a very no-frills taking of the oath, because of the pandemic, I'm not having any fanfare to this. It's going to just be a matter of just duty. I'll take the oath of the office when the mayor resigns. So thanks very much for your confidence, and look forward to talking to you.
There you go. Joe Cavo, thanks so much.
Okay, have a great day.
We'll be talking to you. Bye-bye.